You see Cannonier training with Welch? Yeah, he trains at the MMA lab, the training lab. He's always trained there with them forever. You know what Tim Welch is doing, and I fucking respect it, but I'm not egotistical enough to do it with my Drickus picture. You know exactly what Tim Welch is doing, posting with Cannonier, you know. He's being called out by Merab and Aljo for not being about that life. So he's just literally plonking himself next to Jared Cannonier, being like, I ain't no fucking bantamweight. You know what I mean? That's exactly what Tim Welch is doing there. And to be honest with you, I might start fucking doing that with my with a picture of me and Drickus anytime, but I'm not gonna, because it's obviously lame as fuck. And honestly, I had angles to help me out there as well. I'm not that much taller than him, but you know. Will you be at UFC 304? Also, will an Aspinall loss in July cause an epic guru rage? No. Thank you for the 1 month of membership. Thank you for the $10, Arrow810. Not a Colby fan, but he took a year and 9-month layoff and got a title shot, and people hated. Yeah, Izzy's going to be at least a year off a loss and get a title shot. Also, contender Izzy is just Gyno Izzy. You've got to consider that Israel Adesanya. I know it's absolutely retarded that Israel Adesanya is getting a title shot, but you have to understand how infinitely more retarded. First of all, Covington had to win a fight to get his title shot back. So yes, you're right, but we cannot justify one thing being terrible by saying, well, this other thing was terrible as well. You can't do that, because otherwise we're just picking and choosing who we want to go against. I hate people that get title shots for doing fuck all. Therefore, I hate what Covington's doing, and I hate what Adesanya's doing. We can't play a game of, well, Adesanya did it. Yes, and we had a problem with it. So we have to have a problem with it. You know what I mean? It's a problem. My point was both Izzy and Colby should get hate, not just Colby. Izzy is getting hatred for getting a title shot. There are obviously people delusionally defending him, but as I said before, white people do not defend each other purely based on race. There's none of that. There's no like blind allegiance as a fan. There are obviously some MAGA Covington fans, but they're in such low numbers. It's insane. But Adesanya's still going to have that Nigerian fan base where he could kill someone and they'd still be like, yeah, you know? Thank you for the $5. I appreciate you. Stop ignoring my comment, you extreme pig. You have 600 pounds on McKinney. Pick a heavyweight. All right. I don't have 600 pounds on him, though. Thank you for the £2. Have some respect for fighters. You live on YouTube. Yeah, I do have respect for fighters. I don't respect doesn't mean you're immune from criticism. As soon as you think another human is immune from criticism, you lose society forever. So, no, I'll call out fighters that beat their wives. I'll call out fighters that molest dogs and have sexual dog fetishes. I'll call out fighters for being hypocrites. I'll call out fighters for being ducks and completely avoiding a certain fighter and lying. If you have a problem with that, speaks to who you are as a person more than me, I think. Appreciate that. Thank you for the £2, brother. Worst style matchup for Ilya at 45. You know what? No one's going to want to hear this, but I'm going to tell it to you guys straight. It's fucking Sean O'Malley, and I've been saying it. But at 145, in terms of people that are ranked at 145, nobody's going to like this, but I'm telling you it's true. It's Calvin Kattar. It's not Calvin Kattar. It's Diego Lopez. That's who it is. You see, because I've just realized that Yair is just like, kind of like a shit O'Malley. Thank you for the $10, Arrow810. Isn't it weird how Merab is such a problem, yet his last 3 opponents all stuffed a majority of takedowns and didn't get out-wrestled? Merab just outpaced them. I wonder why fighters don't just run more like Merab. But, dude, you're talking about the same Merab that gassed out against... Fuck, who was it? Dude, I don't know, actually. What do you mean the cardio that this guy has? Are we talking about the same Merab? There's no way. We're talking about the same Merab. The guy, he's not outpacing people. The guy gassed out in round 2 against Simone and lost round 2. Looked terrible in round 3. Don't be silly about this. It's not this. This is the guy that gassed out against Frankie Sains. What do you mean he just suddenly started getting crazy, insane cardio, even though he doesn't have any skill in any department, doesn't submit people, doesn't dominate people with control time, and doesn't get a TKO ever in his fucking life? So, shut up, you idiot. Yeah, I mean, of course he just won a fight by failing takedowns against Yan. He hired a new conditioning coach. And the conditioning coach said, what are you doing sitting on your ass all training camp? You should be up and running. So it really does put into perspective just how much these fighters are being ripped off for basic understanding of the game. I'm not accusing anything. I'm just saying things that are true. And you guys will decide if he's juicing or not. I'll say something is true. His recovery against Marlon Moraes was the most insane recovery time between knockdowns we may have ever seen in UFC history. When he was in a guillotine against Ricky Simone, he cycled his fucking legs to keep blood pumping to his brain in a guillotine choke. And his body still didn't want to go out cold. But he's natural. I'm not saying he's on the sauce. I've never once said that. I have said it before, but I'm not saying it now. I'm just saying. Thank you for the $8 Australian. Honestly, the rest of the McGregor card is... There's another one. Thank you for the $5. Thoughts on Belal getting ripped in his 30s at the same time his win streak against good fighters started being made? Make an exposed video when he fights. I will. I do want to make a video on that about how his entire DNA and physicality completely changed. I know people say nutritionist, yeah, but Belal completely changed. So go on Belal Muhammad Tapology, yeah, and you can say, oh, it's weigh-ins all you want. Look at fucking Belal Muhammad in this weigh-in photo. That is not the same guy. O'Malley did as well at the same time that he was serving a USADA suspension for trace amounts of Austrian, no less. But look at Belal on his fucking Tapology picture. And he completely changed his head shape, got way larger. His neck got larger, his shoulders, his biceps, his abs. He started getting that plumboism. Just absolute mass. And this was when he was like 27 as well. This isn't even like that old of a picture. He's like 28 or some shit. And then just randomly is like, I know how to fucking... He looks... Look at his face. Look at his head shape. He had a thin, long head. And now it's a circular, massive head, like Usman. Ian accepted a fight with MVP for 303. Thoughts? MVP didn't know if he could make weight on that short notice. Dude, I don't think Ian Garry's lying. I don't think these guys don't want the fucking work. Somehow get Ian Garry on that pay-per-view card at least, please. Fucking hell. Sick of it, man.